Hi everyone, this is Mr. Fusion Designs and welcome to our channel. Today we are doing a build from FANHOME. It is the Fast and Furious build, Brian's Nissan Skyline GTR. Goodness me, I said that all in one go. This is pack 9, issue 39 to 44, I believe. Yes, 44. So let's take a look at this. I did sprain my hand, so that's the reason why I have this on my wrist. So where are we? Okay, rear differential. That looks pretty cool. So we got a few bits to do here. So let's get on with that. We have this part now that you can see it has this as it is looking. Now we have these two parts, so there are no difference in them. And we have the top section now, which you can see it is a bit different. And then with that, we're just gonna fit this on top of the section. With that, we need to put 2 AP screws in this location and this location. So hopefully you can see that. So these 2 locations. So I'm just going to get them in place. So that's now screwed in place. We have our differential back, and with the plate that I believe, what does it say? It looks like it says Nissan. And we need to line this up with this facing this way round. And we have to just locate the pins. Let's try to get the bottom ones. It takes a bit of manipulation to get these lined up, but as you've seen, it did do it. Goodness me, didn't expect that. Now we have this part that we was working on, and you can see with these facing towards yourself, we need to get this pin, what's right in front, into that location. But let's try and get this a bit close up so you can see what we're doing. So just put that like that and line that up just there. But you can see how that went in, and then we put a screw just there. But before we do that, I have seen on the World of Wayne channel, and also on Will's workshop, and if you haven't subscribed to their channel, I highly recommend it. It's they have advised to put these parts first. So you can see these are the covers, and you have to put them onto this locations. So that's one this side. So let's see how that goes on. And that went on, not too bad. Push them as far as possible as they will go. So that's one. Let's just get this other side on. So you can see the other side is just there. We will get this side on as well. So let's just push that through. These 2 parts, these are 2 rods, and we need to get these. So I suggest on the instructions, let me just say, it's facing like that. So put this pin like that, and with this bend, let me just get this correct, this way. So you can see it's has a bit of a bend. The only reason why we haven't screwed this in yet, because I think you will have a bit of a struggle pushing this through. So let's put this in first, and this would just connect right into this side. So that's one side. I could see if you put this in before you actually do it, it's going to be quite difficult if you screw this in position. So now we have to get this other side, which is, let me just get this correct. I believe it's this way. So you can see it's this way around. Let's get our other camera and let's get this in this location first. So that's pushed in, and then we will get the other side in position. Yeah, I think this will be a lot easier to do it this way than how the instructions tells us how to do it. Makes things slightly easier. So just pushing that in, and great, that's now in position. Now we can screw this end with a AP screw. So we need to get our AP screw into the front of this, just here. So that's now screwed. Now we need to put onto the rear 2 AM screws, and that will go into these locations here and here. So let's just get that in. It is going into metal, so I did put a bit of oil. So that's the end really of this issue. We do have a part left over, which is this. So let's get on with the next one. This is issue 40. So let's take a look at our magazine. Okay. Chassis rear section. Okay, wow, we're piecing it together. Goodness me, that's great. So let's get that going. So we have this really big chunk of metal. It is the rear section that we need, and yeah, that's looking amazingly well. I like that. And this is our other end. I still can't get over the engine bay. I think that was one of the best engine fits that I have done on a model. So let's try get this correct. We need to slide this section together. So we need to get these 2 pins onto the top, and then these 2 onto these parts. So I believe if we get one side, and then you can see what I mean, it needs to be raised over this edge, and it just needs to slide. There we go, and you slide it directly like that. And we're going to need with that 2 EM screws. So you write one there and another one just here. So I dip mine a little bit in oil. So let's just get these in place. So that's both of them in place. I am struggling with this with my wrist. Now we need to put 2 more EM screws in these positions and 2 more in these positions. So that's altogether 4 EM screws just here. So I'm going to get them now screwed in. You want to get that as tight as possible. So that's all. How many of that? There is 6 screws altogether, and there shouldn't be a wobble, so there's no wobble in that. And that is the end of this issue, starting to take shape. So let's get on with the next one. This is issue 41. So taking a look. Rear suspension. Okay. I'm hoping, oh goodness me, it's one of these parts again. With my wrist, I really hope I could do it. So we're gonna give this a go. So let's try that. Okay, I'm gonna try and make this as easy as possible. So these are our left side. So I believe we need to take these brackets out. these screws. So let's just move this to the side for now. And with that, we're going to put these brackets, let's just move this here, onto this arm. So you can see it has the L there. And we need to put these, sorry, where are we? Just like that. Just like that. And we're going to put some AJM screws. So let's just line that up again and get that in place. So that's now both of them screwed in place. Now with this section, hopefully you will be able to tell. The easiest way I found it is there's an L there and there's a R there for right. And now we had the L, where's that gone? Here. I guess we can face it upwards so we can tell what side is what. So that will just go right there. And we're going to need a screw. So we need what was it? AEM, I believe. AEM screw. So that will just go right here. I did put it a bit in oil. And let's just get this in place. So that's now screwed in place. So that should be operating as it should. So I believe that's how this goes. And now we need to get our springs. So now we need to get our shock absorber. This should be the left side. Let's just find it. You might hear a noise in the background. It is my 3D printer. So please excuse me for that. There's an L here and an L here. And let's take this top spring, and we need these screws, XM. So let's just get our screws and our spring. Our spring's going everywhere. So let's get this, so like this position. Gonna get this just here, and it's telling us to go through this side, and that is with an XM screw. Where you can see there's like a, this side you can't really do it, and then you can see it will go this way. So let's just get that in place. So I believe that's in place now. That's moving, so that's okay. And I think we learned our lesson from the DeLorean, because without oil, I think that would be quite difficult to get in position. So we need to lock this like that and get this spring in place. So there's our spring, and that's quite difficult. Goodness me. Okay, there we go. It's just my wrist, so let's hope we then twist. Twist it, and we did it. Wow, I'm so glad. So that's now in position, so let's get this on. So let's see how this goes. I believe, so this is our left side still, and with this key-shaped hole or part, you can see this way, and with this location, I've tried to see if it's that one. That's where you can see a bit of the paint off. So hopefully you will tell it's on, where are we? This part, not here. So just on here, and with this key shape pattern facing this way round, so we will get it like that on here. Let's try to get this lined up just there, and we need to put a screw through that, and we need a AEM screw. So my screws loaded up with some oil. Let's just get this in place. So that's now in position, which is starting to take shape, looking great. So we have to do the other side, I believe, now. So let's get that ready. So this is the right side. Show you, you can see. And like before, just get this part with the hole. So that's now in place. So let's get this on the car. So we have our rear section back. So again, like that. And we're going to get this screwed in place with a AEM screw. It's highly recommended using on all of these parts oil to get them in screwed, because we're going to have quite a difficult time without it. So that's now screwed in place. I think, like we did on the other side, I flipped it up like that. So that's now ready for our spring. So we have this part now. It's quite important to get this the right way up, so you can see the key shape pattern, and it has to be with this peg like that. And we need to put a screw through this now, and it is a XM screw. Again, highly recommended. Some oil on the tip of it, because this part again is quite difficult to get in place. Okay, that's now screwed in. Now we're going to need our other part. So this is the right side, you can see that. So let's get our spring on here. Goodness me. Okay. And with this, we need to just lock it in like we did the other side. Let's hope we can do it again. Oh wow, that's great. Okay, so that went in straight away. So let's put this on our part. So this is what we need to now get this in. So with the key shape facing towards this side, again, just on this part, get this lined up, and we're gonna just put a screw through that. Let's just get that ready. We need a AEM screw. Really enjoyable build, I have to say. It's amazing. So a little bit of oil again, and let's just get this in place. So that's now screwed in place. So that's looking amazing. So you can see the key shape patterns are facing towards the outer. So that's really looking good. So let's get on with the next part. So this is issue 42, and I really hope the sound of my 3D printer is not too disturbing. Okay, so a few more details that needs to be going on. This does look, goodness me, okay, whoa. This does look a bit more fiddly. Okay, wow, so yep, this should be quite fun. So let's get on with that. So we have our parts. Going to need this one, and this one for now. I'm going to remove these two and focus on this one, and we need what we was working on, and this will be going right there. Hopefully I will be able to show you. So it's this orientation and onto these positions, and hopefully you will be able to tell which way this goes. So it's not this way, it is the opposite side, like that, and as so. So we need to get 2 screws in place, and those are AM screws. So let's just get this done. That's screwed in place. It is plastic, these parts, so you don't have to screw very tightly, otherwise the plastic will split. And now we're going to need the parts what I withdrawed, and it's these 2 parts. Now we're looking for, let's say, this side we're going to work on, and that you can see is the left side, so it's easier to work like that. So that's the left side, hopefully you can see, and we're going to put it into this location, so like that. And there's this pin that lines it up, and like that, so you can see how that goes. And the same on the opposite side, that's the right one, so just like that. And those are with 2 AM screws. So I'm going to get this first one now screwed. So AM screws going in, so that's one, and we're going to do the same just here. That's the second one, so we're lining that up. That's both of them now screwed in, so that's the way that's looking. Now we're going to need something else. We have this part. Now I'm going to hold it this way so we don't get confused. So you can see it's this way round, and you have these location facing up. So let's turn that way. You can see there's like holes there, so we're going to actually turn it this way round, and we're going to need now to put this one with the bend, and there's another one that is straight. So the one with the bend will go this side, and we need to screw that in with a MP screw. So I'm going to try and get that in. I hope I made that clear as possible. So let's just try screw this in. So that's that one, so you can see that's how that's looking. Doesn't need to be very tight, that's tight enough that there's no wobble. Get that straight, and we need the other one. They're so tiny, these screws, facing this way. I'm going to show a close-up of it. So another MP screw just there. This part can be a little bit tricky to understand, but I think that's the way this should be going. So we have this and this, like that. So hopefully we get this in now correctly. And with this part that we was working on, we need to put this. I'm just keep on going in and out of the cameras, I'm sorry about that, but I'm trying to show you as easy as possible. So that's this side in, and then this one on the opposite side will be into the other location pins. So that goes like that, and that goes like that. Let's try push this as best as possible. And one on the opposite side goes in like that. So that's looking the way it is. Oops, sorry. Like that. So I hope I made that clear as possible. So we have that done. So let's just move this out the way. Now we're working on this part. So hopefully, let's get a close-up, because these parts are quite difficult to see which angle they're going with. So it doesn't really matter, I don't believe, on this part which way this goes, because it's pretty symmetrical. I don't see a difference in that at all. And you can see this has a R onto that side, so this will go to this side. So you can see that's the right side. Then on the opposite side you will see a L. So put it facing with the L marking like that. That way you know which way this is going to be going into. And we need to put 2 GM screws. And let's try get this now screwed in place. That's one screwed in. Let's get the other one in. So that's now screwed in place. Oh goodness me. Now we're going to put this where it needs to be located. So I believe that's onto this arm and onto this arm. You can see that. And then with that, that will need to be screwed into this position. Then there. That needs to be raised up. And we're going to get our screws ready for that. So we need 2 AIM screws into the 2 arms. So let's just get these in place. So that's both of them now screwed in. So these are our CM screws that needs to go into this location. So let's just get this lined up. So that's both of them now screwed in place. So that's there, those 2. These 2 arms. This is keep on popping out. So I need to just put this back in. I'm not going to glue this down until I see where it goes. That's looking good. Now this one. So hopefully you can see the way this is going. It just goes there and there. Don't think we need a close-up because I think you could understand the way this goes. And with that we need 2 AP screws. It's going into plastic, so no oil needed. So let's just get the first one lined up. Just take your time on this part, and it is very enjoyable. You just need to take your time. So that's one. Let's do the second one, which is just here. So both of them now are screwed in place, which is looking great. Now we need another part. So this is now the drive shaft, which is going into this location. you can see which way this goes, and it doesn't really go further than that, so it just rests here. So that's looking really good. So now we're going to need our car to get this now installed. So that's looking fantastic. I really like that. So we're going to need our mat just to protect the engine part. Let's turn this over. That's looking fantastic. So I think we should be able to get this in shot. So this is our parts that we need, but before I install this, I've noticed that we have to do something, that it needs to go like this. So hopefully you see what I'm doing. This actually goes under, and let's clip this in first. Should have realized that at the first place, but I'm glad we're doing it now. I thought some things didn't look just right about that, so I'm trying to get this in position. So that's one side, just about, and then the other one just goes here. Oh, was that? Yep, I think that's correct. Or was it the other way? No, that's right. So that's the way that's looking now. So hopefully when that's screwed in place here, that should hold everything together. But just remember to tuck this behind, otherwise it won't be correct. So let's try and get this now all in place. So let's pop our drive shaft, and this needs to go into the gearbox, the other end. This is quite exciting. So straight away I could see this is not correct. So what did we do wrong here? So it was, I thought so it was just the other way around. So tuck that under. I thought something didn't look correct just now. And now put this like that, and now this will fit in the right position. Yeah. Okay. Goodness me. It's quite a nervousing part really to get all lined up now. Okay, so I just need to move this a little bit towards me. Where's our arms? Oh, there they are. So we need to actually lift this and get these arms in position. They actually go onto these locations. There's one there and one on the opposite side. This could have been now fitted the other way. It must be. I'm going to unscrew my arms and see if it's the opposite side, because I don't think that's looking right. Let's give us a second. So yes, that was incorrect, my arms. So I've just now turned that around. So I'm going to try to make you understand. This was the right was facing the opposite side. This needs to actually pass this, and it needs to be into this position. So I need to do the same. You could see it's not going to pass this arm, so we need to unscrew and turn this over. So I'm gonna just unscrew that and come back to you. So I have just unscrewed this. So that's the screw. I took it out from here. So what needs to be done, just take this off, turn that around. Now you have the L facing towards you, and this will now go into this position. It's quite easy mistake, I think, to make. I made it, so I'm not perfect, but I'm glad I found that solution, because it was a bit difficult to understand, really, from the instructions. But I'm gonna get this screwed in, and then we get our part in position now. So let's give this another go. So hopefully you can see now. I should have paid attention. That's the way it should have looked. The way this goes. So you have your arms like that. The springs in this position. The rear section like that. Again, this has popped out. I'm hoping when that's screwed in place, that shouldn't come out anymore. So let's try again. And you can see when this goes in place now, it's a lot better. It's a lot of trial and error for me, but it's really the challenge that I like when this kind of things happen. Sorry, wrong way. This goes like that. Let's just get this in position again. Okay, nearly there. Our arms are nearly there. Springs are should be locked. And I think, yep. I think now we are good. Get this rear section also in place. There we go. So let's just get our springs there. That's there. Okay, now that's looking a lot better. So now we need 2 AM screws, and those are going here and into the other side. So I'm gonna try and get these screwed in place. Well guys, I have to say, you have to, oh goodness me, this rear screw right there, it's so difficult to get to and to see. It's very dark. Wow, that was not easy, that side. Goodness me, let me see if I could try show you what I mean. Ah, goodness, it's even quite difficult on the close-up, but hopefully on just that one there you can see what I mean. It's quite difficult to get to, so we have to do the same now on this side. And that's again 2 AM screws. Oh my goodness, now that was not easy at all. I think out of the whole build, I think to locate these 2 rear screws was the most difficult part so far, but it is in. Seems to be everything lined up, so I'm glad that's now screwed in place. Okay, so now we need to turn this over. It does look amazing, but that was not easy, I'm not gonna lie. So we need now here and here, you can see it's already lined up, 2 CM screws. I've dipped mine a little bit in oil. One more here. So those 2 now are screwed in position. Now we need 2 AP screws, and that is here and here. So let's just get them now screwed in. So those 2 are now done. We need 2 BP screws, and hopefully you can see into this, probably will have a speaker. There's this location where my screwdriver is pointing to, and this location. So let's just get 2 BP screws. So that's both of them now screwed in place, here and here. I still can't get over those arms. So now we need 4 CM screws. So there's one going here and another one just in the front here. So it's here and here, so let's do the opposite on the other side. So that's both of them now screwed in, so that's 4 of them. Now we're going to need 2 BP screws, so one here and one there. So that's now screwed in. Make sure they are from the opposite side in position. Just push them up and hold it with your finger, and then it should go all in place. That was one of the most difficult issues I've done so far onto this build, but it was very enjoyable. I really hope you liked it. So let's move on to the next one. So let's just move this out the way. So this is issue 43. I can't get over issue 42. Was a bit of a challenge, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm glad we did it. We corrected our parts. Now we are onto our exhaust system, which should be a lot more easier. And we are connecting it to our vehicle. So that's gonna look great. So let's get on with that. So we're gonna need these parts. So let's get this screwed in place. So you can see it is, I believe, the exhaust pipe. Trying to see if that has some kind of design, which kind of does, I think. So you can see it kind of goes, well, doesn't, I think it goes this way round, like that, and a AP screw in here. We need to piece these two together. So that should be going like that. And we're going to need to put 2 AP screws to get these together. So let's just get that lined up. This is the first one. So that's these two together. So let's get our next one. Now we have our pipe. What we have done, it just goes like that with the screw holes facing upwards, and we're going to cover that with the other side of this. So you can see in this direction it just locks in place. So that's looking really good. And with that we need 2 AP screws, which will go here and here. So that's so far looking great. Now we need this part, so you can see where we're going. It's just falling in place here. And with that we need a BP screw. So it's not an AP screw, BP. Just here. So that's screwed in place. So let's get on to the next part. Now we have these 2 parts. So you can see which one we have. So let's place these together. Just like that. And again 2 AP screws. And this will go here and here. So now we got that screwed in place. We have to put it onto our existing parts we have been building. Just goes on like that. Now we need a cover which falls in place like that. You can see it only goes one way. And we need another 2 AP screws. So now that's all screwed in. So now we have this part, and with this direction you can see there's a hole here. We just need to get this now lined up. There has a pin there. It goes like that. So hopefully you could see that. And we need, on this one, an AP screw. Now we have this part, which we need to put together. Just like that. And a AP screw again. So now we have these parts. So you can see we have this one and the part we just screwed in place. It fits the following direction. So you can see it follows the pattern. Just like that. Now we need our top part that should just follow in place of that. Let's just get this lined up, and there we go. And we're going to need 2 AP screws again. So that's now all screwed, looking good. Now we need to put this in this position, so this way up, and it should just fall in place. Just lining it up. There we go. This needs a bit of manipulation, but that's really good. So another AP screw. So that's all of our exhaust now in place. So that's looking like that, which is looking quite good. So let's get this on our car. So we have our car back. So we need to tip this over. So just like that. This is our exhaust. We need to get these 2 locations here and here. So let's just get this plugged in. Yeah, let's just try and get this all nicely lined up. So I believe this will go like that. So that's looking good. So that's the way the exhaust is in place now. But we need to turn this over, which is going to be a little bit difficult. I'm going to hold it with my hand in this direction, and we need to put quite a few AP screws. So the first one is here. We could just see that. The next one is the following line. The next one is just here. Let's just find that. That's now in place. That was a bit more tougher. We're going to need 2 more just here, so let's line this up. So we're going to put this just here. And that is our exhaust now in place. So I guess let's take a look at that to see how it looks. I really like that. That's looking really good. I still can't get over this part. but I'm so glad we have done it. It looks amazing. So that is the end of our issue. So we have one more issue to go, which is our remote. But this is our chassis with the engine and exhaust all fitted with the rear differential. So that was a lot of fun, but it was a bit difficult, I'm not gonna lie. This is our last issue, 44. It was quite enjoyable, but it was a bit of a challenge. From all the issues and packs, I think those was the most challenging so far, for me anyways. So this is our remote control unit. And that's the battery we need. I think I do have one. So this shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, we have the PCB too. Okay, let's get on with that one. We have our remote control. And you can see the hole just there. So it's only one way you can push this in place. So let's just do that carefully. So that's now in place. Now we're going to need our remote control unit, which is this. And we need to just lay this where this hole was, just like that. So you can see that's following the pattern. I would have thought there will be some more locations to get this securely in place, but let's see how that goes. Let me just make sure. Nope, it's just this one. We have our back cover. So that's the last time you're gonna see this. So that's interesting. So let's just place that on top carefully. So that's all clicked in place. Feels okay. Now we have our battery. I think we have a, what is this? 2032, is that correct? 2032, yes it was. So there's the plus sign there. Plus, and this facing like that. And this will just slide in position. I don't believe is it this way? No, it's not this way, it's this way. So let's just put this in place. Or it could be actually, I don't think that was correct. I thought so. Now I got it stuck. Ugh. Let's just try to get this out. Okay, yep. So let's just put this back as it was. And was it this position? Yes. So it was this position. So this way up. And now click in place. There we go. So now that's fully powered. It did pop out. So that's it really. I think we have our PCB, which is this. So this must be linked up to this board. So that's really the end of our issue. So I'm going to bring our car over so you could have a look. So we have done our vehicle with our remote, and yeah, it was a bit of a challenge, but I think it was well worth the pack. It was really good, so worth every penny of that. I enjoyed it a lot. So with that in mind, I would like to say thank you, and to our subscribers, I would like to say thank you for your support, and for our viewers, if you could do us a big favor, if you could hit that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, it would help us to produce more builds and push out our videos more. So with that in mind, thank you very much for viewing and look forward to seeing you all next time. Goodbye for now.